Hi guys. So today I'm going to show you how to prep a tire wheel to go on your car, right? So let's say you just bought a set of 4 wheels and tires from Custom Offsets or Fitment Industries or Tire Rack or Discount Tire or any of the others. I have no preference. These came from Custom Offsets, which is Fitment Industries, but for SUVs and trucks. These are going to go on my Mercedes, my 2015 Mercedes-Benz GLK 350. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be coating with Diamond Protek wheel coating, which I'd never used before today. So we'll see how it is and how it holds up. This was sent to them. This was sent to me by them for testing. I've tested their products in the past. I've enjoyed their products in the past. So they asked me if I was interested, and I said, sure, send it over. There's no expectation of me giving a positive review. We'll see how it holds up over time. So inside the box, you're gonna get a pack of gloves. It has gloves in 2 different sizes. There is an applicator, just like that. There is a bottle, and there is a bottle of body prep. So that's what this box is. We're gonna try to do this as quick as we can because I've got food to pick up in 20 minutes. So let's get started. So there's only one thing that you're going to need besides what is included in this kit, and that is some tar remover and another rag. I've got a rag here, rag company towel, car wash towel. So I've got some Yum tar on here, and we're just going to go around the tire and we're going to clean the entire tire. And this is going to help us remove the residue, this kind of wet looking stuff that's all over the tire. That's usually from the installation of the tire. They put like they slather on like a product that's like a lube to help the wheel and tire go together, and it usually leaves some residue on the outside of the tire. So a tar remover is going to work well for this. I've used Tar-X before. I'm using Yum tar today. I've used Stoner Tarminator. I've used a variety of other tar products. They all work well. So we're gonna go around, we're gonna clean all of it off. If you have anything like this, this dot here, this dot signifies the lightest part of the tire. The yellow dot, I think a red dot is the heaviest if I remember right. So that's why it's lined up with the valve stem there. So really you wanna do this after your tire is mounted. I think that makes sense. You should understand that. Mounted and balanced, then you do this. So we've got our residue cleaned off. Everything looks good. I have this on a wheel stand. You don't need it on a wheel stand. I have a wheel stand, so I'm using it. But obviously you definitely don't need. So that's step 1. Now step 2, you're going to take your panel prep. So there's panel prep inside the kit, comes in this box, body prep. And what we're going to do is we're going to use this to clean the barrel of the wheel. So I'll pull this protective cap off, put this sprayer on, and you can use any panel prep that you would like. You could use, Geon or CarPro or whatever you like. So what I normally do is I spray on the towel. If you're doing a brand new wheel for the first time, I normally will test like this lip first, just to make sure that we don't have any spots or that we don't see any problems with the finish. You can tar remove the inside of the tire if you want to as well. I'm not going to because no one's ever going to see it, and because I'm not going to dress it or anything like that. The tar remover is really to get the dressing to adhere. So just kind of continuously wipe the barrel. So I normally go through the barrel first, then I'll spray a little bit more on, and then I'll do the back side of the face like this. Get into any nooks and crannies. This has a big lip on it. This one's kind of intricate. It's a little bit of a pain to coat, to be honest. And then while I'm here, now I tested the whole back. I know that's all good. We're not going to affect the finish. Let's get the front as well. All these spokes, this whole section here. Just make sure we're nice and panel prepped. Nice and clean. And then if I've got holes like this, I'll generally just like put my finger in here and just kind of hit all of these. Anytime you've got holes like this, a good idea is to start with the valve stem and just go in one direction from there, right? And that'll get you to the point that you've covered everything. Or pick a spoke and count to 5, like I just did. And when you're done, you're there, right? It's 5 spokes. So we've panel prepped our wheel, nice and simple. Now we're going to apply our coating. So in order to do this, I should have had gloves on for this whole thing, but I'm going to put them on now. And when you're using coatings, you should wear gloves. Otherwise, your friends and other people on YouTube will yell at you. One thing that's nice about the kit is they include 2 different sizes of gloves. These are extra large, and then they also have large ones. So, and I have fairly large hands. They fit pretty well, no issue. So they have a sticker on them that says XL. Or we're going to take our applicator. They give you this applicator in the kit. You might have a different applicator that you like better or want to use. That's totally fine as well. The applicators are pretty universal. I think their applicator is actually pretty nice size for wheels. Like it fits into these pockets and stuff like that nicely. It's not too big, not too small, but you can use whatever you want to. You're going to apply a little bit on the pad, kind of like that. Maybe we'll do a little bit more. And then generally what I do is I kind of work from the outside in. So I'll go like this, get the whole wheel, and then I'll start working the barrel, right? So now I'm just getting the barrel, go around the weights. If there are weights, there should be weights. If you're doing a wheel that hasn't been balanced yet, that's a bad idea. You should wait until it's balanced to do it. And now we'll get this kind of inside part of the barrel. So we've got the whole thing. Now, depending on your coating and your weather, you could probably stretch this out a little bit. My drying time has been a little bit about right around a minute today. So what we're going to do next is we're just going to hit this whole inner lip behind this kind of rally style front piece. Get all of this. And then we'll get all of the spokes. And like I said, just kind of work my way forward. So now we've coated the whole wheel. I'm seeing some flashing happen here. I went pretty fast, so because of that, my coating isn't quite done yet. So we'll just give it a minute. We're gonna buff this off. They give you a rag in the kit for buffing off the coating, but it's one rag and I already used it. I used it on the first wheel that I did. So I just grabbed another rag from my cabinet over there. This is an auto fiber. I like that the kit is pretty complete. You do end up needing a couple things, but it gives you enough to thoroughly test it. You know, they don't know that you're going to need tar remover, like that you've got a brand new set of wheels. They don't know, you know, how many rags you're going to need. And you could probably coat four wheels with one rag, truthfully. That's that. We've got it nice and leveled. Make sure we don't have any high spots. Just kind of spin it around, take a look. Wheels are pretty forgiving because they usually have like a matte finish. So generally if you have a high spot, just hit it again. It'll come down. And a lot of coatings you can just kind of reapply if you end up with a high spot and level it off from there. You don't ever want to try to polish a wheel that looks like this because you'll make it shiny if you do. So now we've got the face of our wheel, right? So we're going to do the same thing. We've got our applicator pad. We're going to apply some more product. And on this one, what I've been doing is just going around this ring first and then going from there. Just check out, make sure that you don't have any like goop on the wheel. If you do, you might need a little bit of tar remover to remove it. Let me hit that really quick. If you end up using tar remover on the wheel, that's fine. Just make sure you follow it up with the panel prep, because the panel prep is what's going to allow your coating to stick and remove any residue that happens to be on that wheel. So we're going to just go around the edge again, kind of like I described before. I'm going to get all of these spokes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to get the faces of the spokes. Like that. And then last thing that we want to do is we want to hit all of these holes. So again, we'll just start here. That's where our air inlet is. Valve stem, that's what I'm looking for, valve stem. And then we'll just stick it in here, get all of these nice and thoroughly. Get all the way around to there, and then we'll go this way, flip the towel around, or the applicator. Okay, and then we can level our coating. Again, this is a pretty forgiving coating from a leveling perspective. I find that it works fairly well. It's nice and slick, easy to apply, and we'll see how the longevity is, how it holds up. Now, I have never used their wheel coating before. I have done a car with their Body 36, and I had a really good experience with that too. So I did a Tesla Model Y for one of my coworkers, and I see the car on a pretty regular basis. It's still got good beating behavior. It's still holding up really well. It's only been a couple months, but I will say I do like it. So, and normally pockets like these, I just kind of hit them twice. You can see that I passed by my valve stem. So I just got everything. Get this again, get this again, because you're gonna see if you missed a spot, you're gonna see it. So I'll do that. And then what we can do is we can light this up. I've got a coating light here. This came from NextLed, and I haven't messed around with it yet on a coating. So check it out. It's a good way to see, do you have any high spots? Do you have any marks? A little bit of fuzz there. Looks good. Everything looked good. You can see our wheel. Give it a nice inspection. If you don't have a fancy light like this, you don't need one. You could just use like a regular flashlight or something else. This just makes it easy to see because it kind of disperses the light with this soft filter. And it does a really good job. So that's it. Now, the last thing that I always do is I apply a tire dressing. So in this case, I've been using Cleantle tire dressing. I wanted to revisit it. I liked it when I first tested it, and it's been a minute since I have. So I have this, this is a Detail Factory curveball brush, and generally what I like to do is I'll pick something like this, kind of put some on there, and then I'll flatten it out with my hand like that, and get this edge all the way around the inside of the tire. And what I'm avoiding here is hitting the surface of the wheel, which I literally just did on camera. So I'll show you how to deal with that. Okay. So I hit the surface. We'll just buff that off really quick. Make sure that it's probably a good idea to wait a couple minutes after applying your coating to do your tire dressing. Just in case you do hit it like I just did, at least you'll have some chemical protection from your coating. So now, go back to our spot where we did the heavy. And I just kind of want to dab all these letters like this. And what you'll see is this curveball brush actually fills everything in really well. And then anything that's just flat like this section, maybe I'll dab it in this pocket up at the top, but just brush it out like it's paintbrush. And it does a pretty good job of applying level. So one of those. So what I really like about the curveball brush is the bristles allow it to get into all of these places really well. And you don't end up with like gobs and stuff like that on it. Instead, you end up with a pretty good consistency across the tire. Would rather a tire be a satin finish, but even more so, even if it's glossy, if it's got like spots that are dark and spots that are light because it was like inconsistently applied, I think that's even worse. I would rather glossy and uniform than not. All right, that is it. So you've got our nice tire dressed. Now generally what I'll do is I'll grab like this leveling towel, which I know is clean. I'll just hit the face of the wheel one last time, make sure that I didn't get any tire dressing or anything like that on there. And if I did, that it's nice and buffed off. I just don't want it to hit the sun and end up with like some defect in the finish over it, right? It's a pretty safe tire dressing. I doubt we would have that problem with Cleantle, but anyway. So that's it. Check it out, nice and finished. So that is how I prep a tire to go on my car. I've done this a bunch of times. I just did it on camera in 17 minutes. It's not that hard to do. You can do a full set in a little over an hour, hour and a half, something along those lines. Snap your center caps in and put your centering rings on and be ready to bolt up. Now, I'm not going to be installing these today. I have a lift for that car, and I'm planning on I'm going to see if the tires and wheels fit without the lift. And then if they don't, then I'm going to put the lift on. The lift is a 1 or 2 inch suspension lift. It's nothing big, but it's definitely going to allow these to fit. I just don't know if I can do these without a lift. So we're going to check that out first, see how it looks, and go from there. Obviously, I tested a couple products here. The Diamond wheel went on really easily. I don't know what the longevity will be like or the performance, but we'll test it out over time and we'll see how it is. I've used Armor wheel in the past and I've used Fine Lab wheel in the past, and those have both been favorable for me. I'm pretty confident that this will be too because my experience with Diamond Protek has been favorable in the past, but you never know. I do like their kit. I think that it includes pretty much everything you need. It's like 70 bucks for the kit, so not that expensive, especially for what you get. And yeah, like it even includes gloves. So that's all I have for today. And check out next time. I'm going to be installing these, so come by tomorrow. Have a great day.